A lot of people talk about eating an elephant one bite at a time, but has anyone ever done it? Hi, I'm Linda Watson Call, and whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for joining, and welcome to all our new subscribers. It's the beginning of the month, and it's time for check-in. How's it going with you? It seems strange to me to do a monthly check-in virtually instead of face-to-face. But check-ins are an important part of reaching our goals because people in your group are there to support you and encourage you, and you are there to support and encourage them. It's amazing how much harder a person will work on a goal if they know somebody is going to meet with them and ask, "So how are you doing this month?" Most of us really want to achieve our goals, and when we have a partner to check in with, we don't want to disappoint them. So let me ask you again, how's it going? Did you reach your milestones? Did you get stuck anywhere or need help or suggestions to keep going? Is there anything I can do for you? Those of you who smiled or shook your head because you reached a milestone, congratulations! And if you said no because you're not where you'd like to be right now, what kind of support do you need? Who can you talk to? What do you need to get back on track? Last month, we talked about focusing on doing the things that were important but not urgent. We looked at trying to stop fighting fires and being more proactive. How did that go for you? Are you feeling less stress? Are you in a better place? A lot of people talk about eating an elephant one bite at a time, but has anyone ever really done it? As strange as that sounds, think about it. An elephant, a large beast, so big you can hardly see around it, definitely not over it, and it could knock you out with just one swish of its trunk. This month, let's look at our goals as if they were an elephant. Then, eating an elephant would mean to break down our huge goal into smaller, more attainable pieces or sub-goals. We know what our final outcome should be. Our first step, then, is to decide on what the smaller pieces need to be so we can continue to make progress. One of the goals I made this year is to write and produce a course on Udemy. Writing courses is not new to me. As a teacher and then an instructional designer, I have experience writing, researching, and putting instructional material together. But this time, it's a little different. I had always been given a topic, then told what the expected result was, and knew who the target audience was. But this time, I have to come up with something that I think other people would like to learn. So first I had to figure out what I was interested in and what other people would also be interested in. I had several topics I could do: horse management, outdoor activities for young children, a variety of software applications. I also had several friends who, over the years, asked if I could teach them how to make wine. All of these sounded exciting to me. How about you? I know several people who want to write a book, or learn a new skill like painting or woodworking, or something more life-challenging like starting a new career. Whatever your goal is, you will still start in the same place. Write a book? What genre? And then what topic within that genre? A new skill like painting? Are you going to do oils, acrylics, watercolors, or woodworking? How about small intricate figures, larger pieces, maybe even doing furnishings? Once you have your direction, you can then look at everything else that needs to happen and how long each step will take. The course that I'm creating started out with picking one topic. Next step, what angle should I use? Would it be horse management for adults, children, beginners, people who are getting back into horses? This is one place where most people get stuck. But unless you narrow it down, you're going to be looking at that elephant and not knowing where to start. Got it narrowed down? Great. the next step is to do some research. Oh, did I hear someone say, but what does research have to do with my goal? My goal is to buy a house. That's a good goal. Where do you plan to buy that house? City, suburb, country? Which city? How much can you afford? What area do you really like? And now, how about the shopping centers? Crime rate. What will your commute to work be? I know quite a few people who moved to the country only to move back to the city in a short time because they didn't do the research and find out how a move like that would affect all of their aspects of their life. Now, we can put a plan together for the outline of the book, or the steps for learning a new skill, or even finding a realtor for that house. Your plan has to take into account one thing that we may not have control over, but is still important if we ever want to reach our goal, and that's time, the last element of SMART goals. When we set our goals back in January, we said that most goals can be broken down into shorter, more manageable time spans. It's time to go look at that calendar, planner, whatever you use, and see how your goal fits into the scheme of things. Our winery is dependent on so many agencies and people within those agencies that we quickly learned that we had to do our timeline slightly differently. For us, this means we work on turnaround time. Every time we're contacted by a person who needs more information or is giving us information to pass on, we have to turn that information around in 48 hours. This way, we're keeping our goal online, and we are working within their time structure as well. Hopefully, your time plan will look a little bit more traditional. Something like, it takes 1 month to write an outline for a book, so if I work 10 hours a week, I should have the book done in a month. I'll plan on writing on Tuesday or Thursday evening and Saturday afternoon. Always allow time for the unexpected, but at the same time, make an appointment with yourself, one that you will keep and not break unless it's an emergency. So you may have to trade Tuesday evening for Wednesday evening when your son has a concert on a Tuesday night, because we know family is important. But too often time wasters. Remember that fourth quadrant? Not important, not urgent. The activities that like to take over our lives? That's when we get discouraged and stop working on our goals. Don't let that happen to you. Life happens, but we know we can bounce back and keep it going. On the other hand, if you find yourself stuck week after week and not making any progress, then maybe it's time to ask yourself, is this really my goal, or is this something that someone else is wanting me to do? If it's not your goal, if you don't own it, if you don't love it, you need to reevaluate and maybe even cross it off your list. So I'll ask you again, how's it going for you? Do you feel like you've made progress towards your goal? Or are you still looking at a gigantic elephant and not sure where to begin? Once you have all the pieces together, there's only one thing left to do, and that's eat the elephant, one bite at a time. Let me know if it's working for you, either in the comments or a PM, and I'll see you next week, right here on Dragonfly Soup. Here's to our transformation and our best year ever.